Do you always consider the potential downsides to a decision, or are you naturally optimistic? If you're cautious, you might not always focus on opportunities that might arise. Similarly, if you're optimistic, you may not always consider the potential downsides of a decision. What is your gut-driven approach to decision making? The best decisions are usually made once you have explored several perspectives of the problem. Thinking is a skill just like any other. With practice and dedication, you can become more skilled at it. You can also improve your thinking skills with the right tools and techniques. We tend to think of thinkers as people with exceptional intelligence, rather than as an ability that anyone can develop. But what exactly does that mean? Thinking is a broad term used to refer to our ability to solve problems, come up with new ideas, make good decisions, and understand complex concepts. So where does the 6 thinking hats come from? In his work assisting government organisations, as well as in his objective to make useful tools for day-to-day problem solving, Edward de Bono, a Maltese physician, psychologist and philosopher, developed the 6 thinking hats method. In 1985, de Bono created lateral thinking, a process for solving problems in indirect and creative ways. 6 thinking hats is a method for exploring and understanding different types of thinking in a similar manner. De Bono identified 8 key areas that the technique is most effective for: leadership development, team productivity, alignment and communication, creative and innovative thinking, meeting leadership and decision making, product and process improvement and project management, critical analytical thinking and problem solving, organisational change and performance, and wherever high performance thinking and action are needed. So what are the benefits of the 6 thinking hats? The technique will help you identify your current state of thinking. Are you in autopilot state or in a mindful state? This will make it much easier for you to make the transition to a more mindful state of thinking and spur curiosity and critical thinking. The 6 hats of thinking ensures you look at an issue from every angle and therefore can help you identify the best solution for a problem you're trying to solve. This can help avoid unnecessary stress or frustration. It also forces you out of your usual way of thinking, leading to more creativity. It can also make you more persuasive, better at spotting when others need support, and more confident to resolve conflicts when they occur by encouraging you to practice listening, questioning, and answering. It requires that people must set aside their biases in order to see things from the same point of view for a moment. Although debate persists, it is based on a common understanding which enables everyone to feel included. The 6 thinking hats can also help you understand how other people think. This can be extremely useful when you're communicating with diverse people. It can help you understand the strengths and weaknesses of your colleagues or employees. You can use this framework to help others identify their current state of thinking. De Bono identified a number of additional benefits by using his method, including maximising productive collaboration and minimising counterproductive interaction and behaviour, consideration of issues, problems, decisions and opportunities systematically, making meetings much shorter and more productive, reducing conflict among team members or meeting participants, stimulation of innovation by generating more and better ideas quickly, creation of dynamic, results-oriented meetings that make people want to participate, going beyond the obvious to discover effective alternative solutions, spotting opportunities where others only see problems, thinking clearly and objectively, viewing problems from new and unusual angles, making thorough evaluations, seeing all sides of a situation, keeping egos and turf protection in check, achieving significant and meaningful results in less time. So what does each coloured hat mean? White calls for information known or needed. It's all about the facts and just the facts. Yellow symbolises brightness and optimism. Under this hat you'll explore the positives and probe for value and benefit. Black is the risk management hat, probably the most powerful hat. It's a problem, however, if overused. It spots difficulties where things might go wrong, why something may not work. It's an action hat with the intent to point out issues of risk and the intent to overcome them. Red signifies feelings, hunches, and intuition. When using this hat, you can express emotions and feelings and share fears, likes, dislikes, loves, and hates. Green focuses on creativity, the possibilities, alternatives, and new ideas. It's an opportunity to express new concepts and new perceptions. Blue is used to manage the thinking process. It's the control mechanism that ensures the 6 thinking hats guidelines are observed. So how do you use the 6 thinking hats? This is a method of investigating issues from a variety of perspectives, whilst maintaining clarity and avoiding conflict. Individuals or groups may utilize this method to move outside of their habitual thinking patterns, test out different approaches, and then think creatively about how to proceed. If we look at the 6 hats of thinking as a spectrum, each hat represents a different level of cognitive processing. When we're in the autopilot state of mind, we're just going through the motions and reacting to things in a very basic way. On the other hand, when we're mindful, we're really present and actively engaging in the moment. By learning how to separate thinking into 6 distinct functions, you and your colleagues can gain a clearer understanding of how to direct and focus your thoughts, the dialogue, and the session. Each thinking role is signified by a distinct coloured thinking hat. You can easily switch hats mentally and redirect thoughts or the discussion by putting on or taking off a hat. Instead of getting stuck in one approach to a problem, the 6 thinking hat methods encourages you to look at it from 6 different points of view. You and your team will be able to examine a range of perspectives without having to defend your position or make quick decisions about what's right or wrong. Here is an example of how to use the 6 thinking hats sequentially to resolve a problem with alternative solutions. Number 1, white. Present the facts of the problem. Number 2, green. Generate ideas on how the problem can be solved. Number 3, yellow. Evaluate the ideas by listing their benefits. 4, black. Evaluate the ideas by listing their drawbacks. 5, red. Get everybody's gut feelings about alternatives. And 6, blue. Summarize the discussion and agree on the conclusions. Use it in your next brainstorming session to improve creativity. Start the meeting with the blue hat. Highlight relevant facts with the white hat. Brainstorm new ideas with the green hat. And build on ideas with the yellow hat. It is often the case that the yellow hat perspective is both the most neglected and most influential point of view. We tend to shoot down proposals rather than seeking their positives. De Bono calls this value sensitivity. With value sensitivity, your team will become more innovative and open-minded as they learn to build on one another's suggestions, rather than seeking their own. Here are some tips to help you become a better thinker. Number 1, set an intention. When you know what you want to achieve, it's easier to focus your attention on the solution. So before you start thinking, write down what you want to achieve and why it's important to you. Number 2, identify your current state of thinking. When you know the state of thinking you're in, you can make the necessary adjustments to find a better balance. Number 3, choose the right tool for the job. Different challenges require you to use different types of thinking. For example, if you need to solve a conceptual problem, you should choose the green creative thinking hat. Thinking is a skill that you can develop by practicing it over time. The key is to find ways to challenge yourself to think outside of your normal patterns and comfort zones. This will help you to think more creatively and come up with new ideas. The 6 thinking hats is a simple tool that can help you to do this. It can also help you to become a more mindful thinker and make better decisions. Using the 6 thinking hats approach, you and your team will look at a problem from 6 different perspectives, going beyond any instinctive positions. You can then carefully consider each one without having to argue your case or make snap decisions about what is right and wrong. That way, you can consider a range of perspectives without having to make an argument or take a stand.